It is time for the Power Hour. I am your host, Lunarkros. Actually, no, that's not entirely true. I'm Steve. How are you? It's the Power Hour along with Cactus Rack and the immortal C Red. And joining us tonight is another red. It's a different shade of red, shall we say. It is Taylor from NRW. No Regrets Wrestling. Big at Frontline too. Should I call you Taylor? Should I call you Red? What do you want me to call you tonight?
I guess whatever's less confusing. I mean,
Well, we could call Red Mr. Young tonight, but that doesn't bode well for anybody here.
yeah, I'm normally the only red in the room, so I mean that's
I I thought we should call C Red the real Red and you the fake Red. I thought that would be
oh, hold on, wait a
the
minute.
easiest way to tell the difference.
Well, I don't know
I
if we could
went
do all
with
that.
Ebony Red and Ivory Red because I thought that was much more woke for 2025.
All right, sure. Well,
Well, hey, you know what? Let's jump right in to No Regrets Wrestling and its big return. My first question is what made it leave in the first place? Because I'm looking at the card, I'm looking at the people. I've gotten to work with you for a while now, and I'm what caused you to take a break?
real life. It was just. So my wife and I were both working. We were both working really high paying jobs, and unfortunately things happened and we weren't working those high paying jobs anymore. And that's what we were using that to pretty much pay for NRW kind of out of pocket, with some sponsors here and there, but mostly out of pocket. And once that happened, I just wasn't able to do it anymore. And it wasn't for like a lack of wanting to do it anymore. I wanted to do more shows. We had more shows slated for the rest of our 2024 year. I had some shows slated in the Dells, in Portage, Wisconsin, a few different places, and it just didn't work out that way. And thankfully, when I joined Frontline, kind of all just came together in a big way that I didn't expect it to come together. It came together really fast too, which is awesome. So,
And now, here you are back on top of the world. We'll talk about the big show Revive coming up. Later on in the month of it's in the month of August, or is it's not this weekend? It's in a few weeks.
it's in a few weeks. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on the 23rd.
So we've
So,
got we've got an August date there. Let's talk a little bit about how you went from NRW and you got to Frontline. What brought you to Frontline Pro?
yeah, so I kind of just showed up one day to a show.
Those are the
Uh
best stories right there.
Yeah, I mean, so Ben and I we've always kind of talked, and he was always a mentor of mine when NRW was a thing, and he would text me after shows, and he would say, "Hey, I saw, what you did on this show," or "Hey, I have some advice I'd like to give you." So we always kind of kept in contact, and then there was just one day I just happened to be in Marshfield, and Bakerville Bar was right down the street, and I said, "Hey, I think I'm just gonna come stop by, and I'm gonna come see a show," and that was the night that Ben became the creator. And he turned on Shaq Jordan, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I like this. This is different. It's not your average wrestling company. It feels very different, and it was very fun to be there. And from there, when I knew NRW was ending, I kind of told Ben, I was like, hey, like I'm not doing anything. If you need help here and there, um, and then oh gosh, what show was that? Was that Valor that we did commentary together for?
We did. That was
And
at
that
that
was
that that's it was not in Marshfield. It was at that other really cool. It almost was like a country bar. If I
yeah,
had
yep, it was lots of fun. And that was on a whim. That was
that
day
was where
of
Avalon pulled a knife on someone
that. Yes, that
in
did.
the
Oh,
ring. Pulled a knife
and
in the
we
ring.
thought
You
we
don't
were going to
usually
witness
see
a
it.
murder.
It's a felony.
But yeah, that was on a whim. That was very much day of. Ben was looking for a commentator, and I said, "Hey, I'm not too far away if you need somebody." And that's kind of just how I got my feet wet and my foot in the door. And um,
We
yeah,
had
I
some fun that night, didn't we?
yeah, you, me, and Stryker. That was a good commentary
Well, you
team.
and me were good. Striker sucked ass, but that's neither here
Well,
nor there.
I mean, he's got to do something to become the GM.
Well, you're right. Now he's the GM,
So-
which is as much makes as much sense as Damian Saint being GM in Rocket Pro Wrestling. But that's a whole other story for a whole other show.
Credit to Stryker, he hasn't done bad so far.
No,
So
so far so good so far, but there's always something behind the scenes with him. You and I both know this.
absolutely.
I take his word with a grain of salt, a large grain of salt. You've been pretty indispensable at Frontline, and here's where I want to give you some credit. You seem to do all the things that nobody else really wants to do, but when you do them, they are done well, they are done right, and very efficiently. And I like working with people that put the good of the company ahead of their own interests, because in this business, it hardly ever happens. So I want to give you credit for, there are so many things you could do. I mean, you're a promoter, you're a commentator, wrestler, you wear many hats, but what you do at Frontline, you make Frontline better, and you don't get the accolades necessarily on a daily, because they don't see you. They don't see what you're doing. You're making things run smoothly. You're fixing things when they break. You're making sure people are in the right spots and things are happening properly. And I give you a lot of credit for that. I mean, that's not easy for someone that has been at the pinnacle of running a company to kind of start all over, but you've done it with style. So I give you a lot of credit.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's been weird, like taking a step back, almost at times and being like, okay, hold on, wait a second. This isn't my show. This is somebody else's product, but I have to make sure that we give them the best possible thing. And yeah, I love working for Frontline. I love doing all the things that I get to do because I love learning. That's all I've ever kind of wanted to do is just always learn about different parts of this business because I haven't been a part of this business as long as everybody else has, and I like learning from people. I like making this product better. I like making this company better, and Frontline Pro, as you know, I mean, is a bar above the rest, I would say, especially in this area. So if I can do my part to make sure that it's, ahead of everybody else and getting up there, then that's what I want to do.
Yeah, Frontline's been on a bit of a hiatus of late, but boy, when August comes, it kicks the door open with authority with two
Whew.
big shows, including our first ever all women's event, which is going to be pretty magnificent with the star power they've got rocking there.
That's oh my God, that Liberty Bells card is insane. I
It's
am
like a
so
who's
excited.
who of
Yeah,
women in this business.
absolutely. I mean, and then just to top it off, I mean, 2 or 3 weeks later, we're gonna have Crossfire, and that's gonna be big too. I mean, we're gonna be bringing in some big hitters, to finish off the rest of the 2025 year. I mean,
Yep, it's going to be an
oh,
exciting finish. It started hot, then things got a little muddy, and we had to take a break, and now we're going to kickstart it back up, and
absolutely.
we're going to end strong. So it's going to be good. Uh, is it true, Taylor, that Red, that is your inspiration for your name, Red?
I wouldn't go that far, I don't think. No, Red, I think I don't even remember quite how the name of Red. I'm gonna change
Did you
that.
ever manage the Soul Touchers?
No, I did not. I did manage one Jay Michaels at one point in my
Oh
career.
God, don't ever take credit for something like that. Good God.
Yeah, I give a lot of credit to Jay because Jay is definitely up there in terms of my wrestling brothers. Uh, he's like that weird uncle that I've had since I've started in this business. But I think Jay was probably part of the reason why I became Red in the first
Hey,
place.
Red, your microphone cut out.
Oh, hey, am I here? Can you hear me now?
I saw you talking. We were kind of hearing it a little bit, but we couldn't hear all of it.
Oh, can you hear me now? Hold on.
Hey, that happens in wrestling. Technical difficulties. Oh,
Oh,
now
how
the
about
hat comes off, the hair is out.
how about now? We're good.
Now I can hear you.
Yeah, let's just unplug the headphones. Why not? Um. Anyways, what were we talking about? Me being
We're
red?
talking about how you ripped off Red's name
Oh
and
yeah.
how you're justifying that you didn't.
No, I think I got that name because somebody just didn't know what my name was. Um. and they just couldn't remember my name, and so they just knew I had red hair, and they're like, Red, that's your name. That's you.
It's amazing because that's exactly how C Red got his name. They kept forgetting who he was. He had the red hair, that mullet back in when he started. Amazing how things work like that.
I thought it was because of his perfect shade of red lipstick.
Oh, it might be. Red likes the red lipstick. He's very rude. He's a very rude guy.
Rachel, I love you. Steve, shut up.
That's fair. Red, you don't want to tell people about your red faux hawk from the early 90s?
No, my high top was purple.
For a while, you looked a little like Rick Astley.
Purple. Well, it was purple and somewhat red. I was going for fire red, but that shit didn't
Fire
work
red.
out.
That's how you got it, right?
So, no, I told you how I got my name.
Well, like I said, that's what you say, but nobody was there. Nobody knows for sure. Could happen this way. Maybe you ripped off Red here.
I don't think that was the case.
When did you start in this business? Let's quality
no
control
offense.
this.
I don't think I was in the business at the same time as Red, for reasons that are I'm not gonna
biological.
Say right biological reasons. There you go.
Okay, so let's just sprint right down that door, shall we? When did you start in this business? How'd you get here?
So I started. I originally went to ACW, Wisconsin, and trained a little bit under Swoggle and Nick Colucci for a few months, and then COVID hit, and I moved away from Oshkosh. That was the whole reason why I moved to that area, was to become a wrestler. I didn't tell my parents that was the reason why I did it. This might be the first time anybody ever knows this, but the reason why I went to college was because I wanted to become a wrestler.
We're breaking news right here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Red.
More so sorry, my wife, if she's watching this.
Well,
but
we all carry that cross, my friend.
But then from there, I just put out a call. I just said, hey, I want to do something in wrestling. I don't care what it is. And from there, I got a call from one Nathan Gust.
That crazy sumbitch.
I think without Gus, there would be no Red. So he might not want to take the credit, but I will give all the credit to him, because without him giving me my start, and now that's wrestling, I don't think I would be here. And I loved that company. I mean, that company is a great company to work for. Now that's wrestling. I could not say enough nice things about them. Some of the wildest and wackiest wrestling you're gonna see. And it was a good place to get a good start. And then from there, I said, okay, ultimately the goal is to become a promoter. That was what I always wanted to do. Since I was in high school, that's my best friend and I. That's
so
all.
You wanted to be Red McMahon.
Yeah. Yes. Not quite. I wanted to be more of Red Heyman.
Got it.
So growing up, I was a big Paul Heyman guy. Paul Heyman is one of my biggest inspirations. And yeah, it was all I ever talked about when I was in high school. I told my best friend growing up, I'm going to start a wrestling promotion, even if it's going to be in a parking lot at the grocery store. We'll put up a wrestling ring. We'll do whatever we have to do. And then in 2022, I said, what if we actually made this into a thing? What if I turned this dream that I have into a real wrestling company? And by luck and the grace of God, I guess some would say, I made it work. I started off in my high school gym, in front of 100 to 125 people. I had a card that I just threw together with some people that I knew from different spots in wrestling. I knew from ACW and from different spots around in the state, and I got together a card and it somehow made it work.
It's a pretty good draw for your first show, 125. That's respectable.
Thankfully, we were doing it during a weekend where there was lots of people in town. So I had the business sense to do it when it was already a hot spot in the area. And from there, I mean, we would go on to go to EverCon, which is a big gaming convention in the area, which Frontline has also done a show at.
That was a big show for Frontline. A lot of good things happened at that
Absolutely.
one.
And so we did that for 2 years. I had a big sponsorship with them, which inevitably helped us get into there for Frontline Pro. So yeah, I've done some fun things.
What was the moment in time where you said, I want to do this? We ask this question just about every week in some form or fashion. Was there a moment where you were watching something or you experienced something where you said, you know what, I'm going to do this? This is important.
I think I'd always thought about it in like a non-serious way. Just growing up, I had watched wrestling. Being a 2000 around in the 2000s, my guys were like John Cena and Randy Orton and Batista, and seeing what those guys could do on like a global level besides just wrestling. I was like, okay, this is something that people do, and it's a business and it's cool. But the time when I decided seriously that I wanted to be a part of the business, I was driving. I remember a specific road trip I was taking with my dad, and we were driving. It was right before I went to college for the first time, and we were talking about what I wanted to do with my life going forward. And I said, well, at some point, I really would like to run a wrestling show, even if it's just one show. Uh, and I think that's when I kind of seriously thought about it more. And I said, I can do this on more of a business level than it just being, I'm going to have some guys in the backyard. Like we can make this into a real thing, and it can be more of a fun, big thing. So
That's cool. Cactus Rack, you've been listening to this young man speak. What say you of what you have been hearing?
I mean, I can speak from personal experience. I mean, I was in the audience, but I was at EverCon last year or the year before when, ye old Hot Rod Daddy Andy performed at
And
No
nothing
Regret.
bad happened at that show. Nothing bad happened.
Nothing bad happened at that
Nothing.
show.
He didn't walk away with an injury that night. Nothing bad
Nothing
happened.
bad happened. I do remember that a book came to life. I remember that. I remember a book was attacking people, but nothing bad happened.
No ankles were broken at that show.
No broken ankles. None at all. I
And
don't
he
know why
definitely
would you
didn't become
say
a tag team
that?
champion for a whole day.
But no, I had a lot of fun at that show. And I was sad that we weren't able to get back to EverCon the next time around because my kid's a total nerd who loves D&D and all that kind of stuff and wrestling all at once. That was pretty awesome. So yeah, I love No Regrets Wrestling.
Well, talking to the other half, I think I think we're gonna have some fun going forward. But I don't think we're gonna see Hot Rod Daddy Andy.
No, I killed him.
Yeah, he's dead.
That was me.
So I mean,
He
I
died
think
painfully.
He
Drew
did.
Bronson is gonna make his make a big splash.
Watch out for Drew Bronson, man. That's
Yeah.
a badass motherfucker.
He is. I'm both excited and terrified.
Yeah. Drew Bronson and I smothered Hot Rod Daddy Andy in his own Dunkaroos.
Some would say he needed it.
He's got a pretty nice little lariat there. I think Cactus kind of taught him how to do it, and now he delivers it with reckless abandon.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm both excited and terrified to see what Drew Bronson is going to bring to the table on the 23rd. Oof. Hot Rod Daddy Andy was one monster. This is something completely different.
Yeah. Gird your loins. That's all I'm gonna say. Gird your loins. And hopefully I'll be there to see it. But if I go, I won't be able to go to brunch the next day. Power Hour brunch.
Oh yeah, that's coming up, isn't it?
So I'll have to watch from afar.
From afar.
Sorry, Drew. Sorry, Drew Bronson.
Yeah, we're having a business meeting. Or Rian is making us go to brunch so we can talk business about a podcast that's for free and happens on a Tuesday night because there's business here.
Hey.
There is business.
Anyway, speaking of business, Red, you have heard this young man speak. Before we get to talking about Revive, which is coming up in August, what have you heard this young man say? This young man that pays tribute to you every time someone says his name. What say you about what you have heard?
Give me my motherfucker. Oh no, let me stop. Mr.
You're
Young
about to
showed
go
up.
Will
for-
I
Smith
mean it
on
with
us.
love and respect. That nothing but love and respect.
Oh no, I always admire anybody, that, starts off as, everything starts off with an idea. You know, I think that's what separates us as people, because a lot of people have ideas and they're scared, and that's where they die, as an idea. You know, Red decided to, I feel like I'm talking to myself. Um, Red decided to take that idea, and it festered to the point where it became a dream. Uh, then it became a reality. Plus, I love the fact that his better half is involved. A lot of times, that's when shit gets fucked up, and you can't have a successful business. Like, I just believe 100% it's gonna fail if the husband is doing this thing where he's putting money into it constantly, and the wife has no inkling, no say so, no knowledge. It's, to her, it's just money going out the door. Wow. The bills are piling up, and it's a recipe for disaster. So for him and his wife to do this together uh, is wonderful. Um, and I'd love to hear more uh, about this upcoming show. I can't make it because my wife will kill me.
Yeah, because Red has narcolepsy and falls asleep driving to and coming from Wisconsin.
It depends on who's in the car.
Yeah, I was
But
the driver.
hold on,
Marche fell asleep too. So you guys both slept on the way home. So the soul touches, they can't party. They
Wait,
can't.
Steve, are you going to Frontline?
Am I going to Frontline for Liberty
Yeah.
Bells?
Yeah.
I am.
On the 23rd?
On the 23rd. No, that's NRW. I'm not going to be able to make it to that
Oh,
show.
okay.
I'm wait a minute, what am I doing on that? No, that is Frontline on the 23rd, right?
It was a frontline date originally,
Well, now Frontline's on the 28th.
but now it is on the 28th. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
And NRW is on the 23rd. I'm moving my kid into Carthage College in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Oh,
So
wow. I've been there.
so I will be in the great state of Wisconsin delivering my kid for the next 4 years. But I don't know if I'll be able to go to NRW.
So what I'm hearing is after you're done, you're gonna
Yeah.
drive to Wausau.
Is maybe.
And
You know what? If my wife says, okay, I'll go, then I would love to do it. But my wife is unfortunately suffering from an affliction right now that I think I'm going to have to get her home right after we dump the kid off, and then we start our
Yeah, you
lives
dumped
as
that
empty
kid off.
nesters. Huh?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, you dumped that kid off.
We're dumping him. Yeah, I'm done. He's 18. Best of luck, kid. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Great
Let's talk
parenting.
about the big show, Revive. We are reviving the mighty NRW, and to say that is a stacked card, let's talk about it. Where do you want to go here? Because there are many matches, all are magical with big name stars that are players.
Oh yeah, this is wow, this is a stacked card.
This is the time for you to crow about putting together a card that should attract people from far and wide.
Oh my goodness. This is a card, first of all, this was a card that I had to put together in maybe a month's time. So I'm very proud of this card that we've put together, but let's just pull up my notes here because that will make this way easier.
I want to say right now that Jay Leon is one of the brightest up and coming stars that I have ever seen. I ran into him at All Heels Wrestling and he blew my fucking mind.
Absolutely.
That dude is fucking legit.
Jay Leon is he is amazing. Just the relentless talent that he has is oh my gosh. Vic Capri is doing something right.
Jesus Christ, that kid can fly. He's got a lot of Shaq Jordan in him, the way he can just do everything.
And then he's going to be joining Aaron Wolf, and they're going to be tag teaming together. And I mean, Aaron Wolf's, I mean, we've seen him a few times in Frontline Pro. That kid is an up and comer as well, trained by the great Dustin Rhodes. I mean, those two together as a tag team is going to be something special. I can already tell.
When I saw Leon on this card, I'm like, man, Red knows what he's fucking doing. Because if I was going to put together a wrestling company right now, he would be a guy in my opening match to set the tone for the evening. That's how fucking good he is.
There's, man, when putting together this card, that has been one of the toughest things I've had to do is who's going to open the show, right? And so I think it's not going to be Jay, but it is going to be another young up and comer. Actually, two up and
well, don't keep us in suspense, Red.
I think I'm just going to say it. It's going to be Damian Walker versus Brandon Campbell. Two more of Vic Capri's kids, so to speak.
I saw Damian Walker fight Jay Leon, and that was a banger, as they say in the biz.
Damian Walker, so fun story. Damian Walker was at our very last show that we ever did. He had just come to the show just to be there. So I met him, and very nice kid. Just great energy, wants to be a part of this business.
His dad's pretty fucking cool too.
And his dad's pretty great. Brad is a very nice guy. I've spoken to Brad a few times. But yeah, Damian is just wanting to make this company a big success. He wants to put his flag in this company. But Brandon Campbell's coming up too. I mean, he's been in part of this for a couple of years, and he's for what I've seen, Brandon Campbell is a big dude as well. I mean,
it's solid. If that's your opening match, that is going to get the ball rolling quite nicely.
Absolutely.
What else you got?
On top of that, let's see what else we got here. We have a 6-man tag match that I did already announce. It's going to be the Professor, Alexander Morgan, and the original Jay Michaels. That group of guys are arrogant. But we got two young up and comers in the Professor and Alexander Morgan, and they're going to have Jay Michaels by their side. And I mean, you know how it is, Steve, when Jay Michaels is involved, something is going to happen.
He's like if Brother Love used Ozempic.
I'm gonna tell him that later. That's funny. I like that. I'm gonna steal that from you, Steve.
That's my whole shtick is just saying outrageous things and hoping that they stick to the wall.
Absolutely. Well, as somebody that came up with Jay for this part of his run that he's had, I mean, he is. I mean, if that's what you've seen how he is in the ring, I mean, just think how he
hates him. Hates him. Especially with this whole Rory Storm thing that he's got going on. It's weird, it's uncomfortable, but here we are.
However, this is in Jay Michaels' stomping grounds. This is in Wausau. I mean, he's coming home, not too far away from this area. So I mean, we might see a different side of Jay Michaels. The crowd might not know how to react. They might want to cheer him on, or they might just boo him out of the building. I mean,
I'm not going to say boo him, other than the fact to say boo him.
That's fair. But they're going to be facing the team of Aries Creed, Isaiah Snow, and Troy Walters. Now, Aries Creed and Isaiah Snow are looking to become a big tag team of their own. I mean, if there was a superhero or gods that are going to be in NRW, I mean, these two guys they're it. I mean, I'm sure Aries Creed being a part of the Chicago scene. I don't know if that's somebody that you're familiar with, Steve.
I am.
I'm sure you are. And then Isaiah Snow is out of the House of Headlocks school, so he is, he's.
I have heard of him, but I have never seen him perform to this point.
I have not seen him in person yet, but I'm very excited to see him and see what he brings to the table, because I can see a lot of big things with him.
You got a lot of guys that are well trained, that come from places that have good reputations.
Absolutely. And those are two guys that, when I was looking for talent, I mean, everybody was shouting out these two guys and saying these guys would be great to have a part of your company. And so, I mean, if a lot of people are saying it, I gotta follow the noise. But they're going to be joining Troy Walters. Troy Walters has been, he was, a big deal in this area, a few years ago, went on a little bit of a hiatus for a while, and is now looking to make his name again as a part of, NRW. And so I'm excited to have him. I've heard about these legendary matches that Troy Walters used to have, so I'm excited to see what he brings to the table as well.
Awesome.
So what else do we got here? Oh yes, Silky Smooth versus Devlin Kane. Oh,
tell me why that one made you pause and smile.
Talk about two guys that are characters to a T, right? Silky Smooth on one end. I mean, you have the flash and the style. I mean, Devlin Kane is just hard hitting, and he's probably just gonna punch Silky Smooth right in the mouth.
Yeah, he's a pretty scary looking dude. Where's that pretty impressive mask?
Absolutely. I mean, he was at, I want to say he was at Honor Bound for Frontline Pro.
That's right.
So
I knew that mask looked familiar.
Yep,
remember,
so
I don't remember anything.
Wow, it was a fun night. But yeah, I mean, that's just going to be a hard hitting match. Silky Smooth has been making his name, in the past couple of years, and then Devlin Kane has just been a big deal for a long time in this state and in this area. So, I mean, I'm just excited to see what those two what they're gonna do, and they're gonna hit each other pretty hard. I can already tell. We're gonna need some ice packs in the back, I think, after that one. And then,
are you able to talk about a certain fatal four-way? Because if you are able to talk about a certain fatal four-way, you are going to pop Cactus Rack, because one of her BFFs in this business is a quintessential part of NRW and the gatekeeper in Wisconsin. So if you can talk about that, you will make Cactus very happy.
Oh, don't you worry, Steve. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't you worry. Just a couple more things. So we're gonna have Paul Verk. It's gonna be in action. Paul Verk, of course, is a big deal in the Minnesota area. With the big one that he's been a part of has been Discover Pro. He's been making his name there, but has also just been making his name around this area as well. Big deal. I don't know who he's gonna face yet. We've talked it over, Verk and I, and we can't come to a conclusion. He wants one thing, I want another thing.
You can admit it. It's Joey Avalon.
I don't. Maybe. But
I'll tell you what. I sat and had a few beverages with Joey Jet Avalon after the last CSW show. Dude can tell a story and has a point of view. Absolutely. And it is, you just sit there and you listen, and you're like, I'm just happy he's not punching me.
You just keep listening, and yeah, exactly. You just hope you don't say anything back that's going to get you punched in the mouth.
He deleted me from Facebook and then added me back. That's the quality time I spent with the Jet.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I guess another match that I can say that's kind of near and dear is we're going to have Drew Bronson be a
Big Drew.
Big Drew Bronson.
Surprise! I didn't even know this.
He is going to be tagging with Ethan Matthews.
Okay.
Ethan Matthews has been on a little bit of an attitude change lately. I don't know if you've seen, he had his hair stripped away from him. He had to shave and clean off of him. With that,
well, at least they'll have matching hairstyles.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm thinking they're going to be a big tag team going forward as well. A new attitude from both of these guys. I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to the table, and they're actually going to be facing the team of Jay Leone and Aaron Wolf.
First
That's
breaking news here.
so that's gonna be big.
I'm
Oh, you
sorry,
better
Jay
tell Drew to eat his
Leon
Wheaties.
and whatever Aaron Wolf, you're
I
not
am
gonna
both,
get.
like I said before, I'm both excited and worried
Yeah.
for this because
You better tell Drew Bronson to eat his Wheaties with Jay Leone in there, bro. That's a tall order to beat that young man.
I don't know. I think it might be the other way around.
Well, you say tomato, I say grapes.
Okay.
all right, Steve, and finally, getting to the main event.
Well,
The
I
thing
mean,
that
you're,
you
you're
were,
talking about her husband in a match. You're breaking that. I don't know if this is going to pop her as much as that.
I mean,
You kind of took away my thunder a little bit, but that was very smart. Very good.
I'm excited about this main event. So in this main event is going to be a fatal four-way match. It is going to be between four OGs of NRW, four guys that I'm very excited to bring back to the company. It's going to be between Skylar Reed, Perfection,
Woo!
Alvin Gray, and Johnny CK. Four guys that were pivotal to the success of the original NRW. I cannot say enough nice things about all of these guys, even Skylar Reed.
What do
You
you
know,
mean, even Skylar Reed?
Skylar Reed's got a reputation in NRW for being let's just say his relationship with women in NRW is not necessarily the best.
Is
Claiming
he a
he's a
diva?
he's a former women's champion in NRW, if you can believe that.
I mean, if Russell Lindsay, well, yeah, if Russell Lindsay can be a women's champion, anybody can.
Yeah, King
that is
Jr. was
true.
that was uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
I think Skylar Reed crawled so that way Russell Lindsay could run.
Yeah. And now,
So-
and now we know that it wasn't.
No, Russell Lindsay is just a bitch, so it was fitting.
I loved Red's reaction when you said Skylar Reed was the women's champion. That's fantastic.
And he will not stop telling you that until the end of time. If you ever ask him about what the best thing he ever did in NRW, it's not the fact that he won the world title. It's not the fact that he won the tag team title. It is the fact that he won the women's championship for somebody else's company twice in our company. But then it didn't really work out in his favor. Let's just say Blair Onyx was involved.
You watch out for the spider chick. You watch out for the react. That she scares me, and now I have to deal with her on a monthly basis.
She might be somebody that we have to talk to coming back.
Yeah,
as
GM of CSW, it was an uncomfortable signing to be sure, but the fans wanted it, so the fans got it.
Hey, you never know what you're gonna expect when Blair Onyx is in the ring.
Man, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth indeed?
Absolutely.
So it sounds like this NRW show is going to be pretty hot. Cactus, you love yourself some Skylar Reed.
I do.
I think Red even loves a little Skylar Reed.
Yeah.
I'm a big Skylar Reed fan, so we love the fact that
Although I would say my
cornerstone of the
favorite part
company.
about Skylar Reed is his wife.
Gal Pals.
Fair.
Yeah. She and I became best friends while he was on the show being interviewed by us.
Yeah. That's how the Power Hour works. Well, you bring spouses in, and Cactus ends up, in club with her or something.
Befriending.
Yes.
Skylar Reed and I have a little bit of history. He might have pinned me for a championship once upon a time.
Red, do you wrestle anymore?
I do not. I never claimed myself to be a wrestler.
Are you on sabbatical? Because that would just be ironic.
No. The boots are hung up from this Red. I will tell you that much.
Well, that's what the other Red says. The boots are.
I was
we all know it's a pile of shit.
glorified battle royal wrestler. That is what I will tell you. I was a glorified battle royal wrestler, and that was taking it a little far.
All right. So before we let you go, Mr. Red, first of all, there it is. There are the boots. Yeah, we know those are going to be on his feet in a few weeks, but that's neither here nor there. Before we let you go, I was thinking about this today and I was like wondering when I was going to do this. But I think I'll do it now because you're a young man and you come from a different place in wrestling than Red and I do, and even a different place in wrestling than Cactus does. And we never shy away from the hot button topics on this show because we believe everybody's opinion has its merit and we don't discourage any opinion. So
I discourage some opinions.
I'm going to ask the panel, and this will probably send Cactus into a convulsion or rant of some sorts, but we'll listen because
Well, thank you so much.
we're all
What a
open-minded. We're all open-minded, and we all have opinions about this because it's very relevant to what's going on right now. Earlier in the week, or later last week, wrestling lost an icon. The Hulk Hogan, of course, passed away. Now, obviously, Hulk Hogan, there's a lot to react to. And as the reports of his death happened, there were an outpouring of many facets. Some people said, glad he's gone. He deserves to, rot, and et cetera, et cetera. Some people say I wouldn't be doing this without him. He gave us wrestling now. We heard what WWE said. We heard what AEW said. Everybody seems to have a take on this. I want to start with Cactus because I know this is something she has always felt very strongly and with good reason. And I don't always agree, but I agree that she feels passionately about this. So
you don't agree that racists deserve nothing?
No, I do agree that is a valid point, but I want you to make your point about the passing of the immortal Hulk Hogan.
I've made my point backwards and forwards, and my point will always stand that, and this isn't my direct quote, but it is a quote that if you want to be remembered warmly, you should behave better. And like I said on my Facebook publicly, where people can read it, racism is an issue I stand 10 toes down on. Always have, always will. You will never get a pass from me on racism. It doesn't matter who you are or what you did. If you are racist, that negates everything. And don't fucking sit there and tell me he was the greatest fucking wrestler of all time, because he wasn't. He had a leg drop. That's it. I don't want to fucking hear it. There were plenty of better wrestlers that didn't get the opportunities that he did. The end.
That is a strong take, and you are not alone. Many people believe that. And with justifiably so. No opinion is wrong. An opinion is what you believe, and that's okay. That's why we live in this country, because your opinion is yours. Red, let's say C Red, not Ivory Red, Ebony Red. What are your thoughts on the passing of the immortal Hulk Hogan?
All right. Because I haven't said anything publicly. This is the time where I'm going to separate Terry Bollea from Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan brought, for whatever fucking reason, and I agree with Cactus, with a leg drop, but he brought wrestling in the 80s mainstream. And while other people were like, oh, well, there would have been somebody else or this, I don't fucking know what it was. We gotta admit, if you before all of the racist shit from Terry, in the 80s, we only knew Hulk, and we only knew eat your vitamins, say your prayers, brother. And as whether I wasn't a kid, but I was a kid. But it was like, fuck, like this motherfucker was charismatic than a motherfucker, at least on TV. And he put asses in seats, and he took that shit, to MTV, and he took that shit to a fucking well, at that time, a prime cartoon show, and all that shit was because of him. You know, they didn't do a Saturday morning cartoon because of the fucking Iron Sheik. You know, so he he gave the wrestling business a boom. Then you fast forward a few years, and he did the shit that nobody ever expected. I know I did. I knew at Bash at the Beach he showed the fuck up, and I was like everybody else. He about to kick Holland and Nash's ass. It wasn't until like maybe a minute before I was like, oh shit, he's gonna be the third person. But the NWO was the hottest shit around, and here we go again. Terry was a piece of shit. I mean, you know, I know what he said. I believe what he said, and he meant that shit. And that's fine. You know, I rather celebrate the man from the 80s. And I can separate Terry from Hulk, you know, because that's just me. You know, a lot of people can't do that shit. Like, I can fucking separate R. Kelly's music from who the fuck he is as a person. As a person, he's a piece of trash. His music, fuck it. I love it, and I'm still playing it. I don't give a fuck. So, I mean, you know, unfortunately, this has been a fucked up 2 weeks for us, especially me and you, Steve. Our childhood is fucking leaving with Rhino leaving last night. Like, what the fuck?
Ozzy left before Hogan. You know, it's, you know, we're of that age. Red and I are of that age where people that we loved as kids are dying off. You know, so it's that part of life, and because we're from the television generation where, you know, cable TV and computers started, and, you know, we're from the late 70s, 80s, and 90s where technology had people everywhere. You were very visible. You know, the best parts of our lives are leaving us, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. That's for sure. But Red, those are very good observations and thoughts. You, Taylor Red, being a younger man, what are your thoughts on Hulk Hogan and his passing and what he meant to the business?
So obviously being like a lot younger, I was never really a big Hulk Hogan like fan. I wasn't watching when Hulk Hogan was super relevant. By the time like I was watching, I mean Hulk Hogan, I knew him from watching him do little like comedy sketches and little things here and there, and getting RKO'd on a on a car by Randy Orton, and then eventually going to TNA. That was what I knew of Hulk Hogan growing up. But for me, I look at it as there's a part of me that I want to do what C-Red says, and I want to separate Terry Bollea from Hulk Hogan. But it's hard because how far do we take that of separating the person from the art? Because where is the line that we have to draw, especially in wrestling? Because we've had so many tragedies in wrestling where it's like, well, if we excuse this person for doing this thing, then where's the line where we are now going to excuse this person for doing something like horrid? You know, obviously Chris Benoit being one of them. Like, and then obviously racism and murder are two different things, but they both need to be taken seriously. And so it's hard for me as just a human to say, where do I not, like, where do I draw that line? There's no denying what Hulk Hogan did for the wrestling business. The wrestling business wouldn't be where it's at without Hulk Hogan, I would think. Just on a global like standpoint of where we got to. I mean, we went global like wrestling did because of Hulk Hogan, and because of WrestleMania and because of the impact that Hulk Hogan had. And I mean, and if you look further, like at the NWO was everywhere. Everybody knew what the NWO was, and that was partially because of Hogan. So it's hard to deny what Hulk Hogan, the character, did for the wrestling business, but also at the same time, I would say don't excuse what Terry Bollea, the man, the human, said and did during his time when he was around as well.
That is a very astute observation from a young man that kind of has a you got the very end of Hulk Hogan's wrestling relevancy. So it just to even come up with something like that is pretty impressive. I agree with all three of you. I think you all were very well spoken, and I understand all of your points. For me, I remember the last time I saw him on WWE Raw on Netflix, and he got booed out of the building.
Out.
And I felt terrible, not because he was being booed, but because a hero for me from childhood fell. It's like those uncomfortable moments in Superman's films where the crowd turns on Superman because they don't like what he did as an alien, okay? And then you feel bad. But when Cactus says there's absolutely no tolerance for racism, I am all in on that statement because it affects my life and every form and facet from my family life. I'm married to a Puerto Rican woman. My son is dating a black woman. I do podcasts and wrestling shows with many African American athletes. So I don't get it. I don't understand the concept of racism at all. I don't understand it. People are people. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, etc. I don't get it. But when Cactus says there's no excuse for it, she's absolutely right. And as I read all of the tributes to Hulk Hogan over the last several days, I remember that I probably would not have come to this point in my life without him pushing me in that direction as a child. I didn't give a rat's ass about wrestling until wrestling was on MTV because Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling Connection and seeing WrestleManias 1, 2, and 3. And I was captivated. And it was because of the red and yellow. And, obviously, Saturday Night's Main Event, the cartoon, the wrestling records, all of the things that happened in the 80s. Because he was doing all these multimedia situations and he was the face of the company, whether he deserved it or not, you could not argue with the fact that he's hosting Saturday Night Live with Mr. T. He's starring on Baywatch. There was so much he was doing that was
Thunder in Paradise.
Thunder in Paradise. There's nobody that had that kind of impact ever, and there were plenty of opportunities for Ric Flair to have that kind of impact. Ric Flair had an impact in a different way, but he will never be Hulk Hogan, just like Hulk Hogan will never be Ric Flair. And then Red talked about the turn on Bash at the Beach, where the NWO was born, thus launching WCW as a company to overtake the WWE for a period of 78 weeks. Unheard of. But they did it on the back of Hollywood Hulk Hogan because that character was so beloved, and now everybody hated him because he was Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Who knew that was actually Terry Bollea in a black headband? That's where you can kind of see that maybe he wasn't such a nice guy. I mean, he was in character, of course, but maybe that might have been an indication. I don't know. And then I remember being at the Allstate Arena the night that The Rock and Hogan stood face to face in the ring for the first time. That was the night Hogan crashed into him with a truck, right? I have never felt a building shake, not since, not, and I've been to many big rock concerts. I've seen McCartney, I've seen U2. I have been in some big venues with big energy, but I have never felt it in my bones like the night that Rock and Hogan danced for the first time. And if you watch their WrestleMania match before and after, and then the Monday Night Raw after where Hogan came out, his impact on this business, you can't even quantify it. It's unquantifiable. Take him out. Would there be somebody else that did all of these things? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But you can't argue with what it has done. And wrestling right now would not be where it is. A golden era, a boom of an era without him kind of paving the way to a certain extent. I'm not ready to give him all the credit in the world. I mean, you get no credit for women's wrestling because you held the women down for so long. That's the high point of our business right now is.
Yeah, and if I can piggyback off of that, because I was thinking something while you were talking, but also I wanted to say if there was no Hulk Hogan, we might have, there might be a wrestlers union. They might have
That's
like
also
health insurance
possible. I've heard that.
Contract workers. But look at it in terms of, okay, like you were saying how you came into wrestling with Hulk Hogan, and I came into wrestling because of China. And
right.
So let's look at her trajectory and his. Okay, obviously, she wasn't, there was no China mania like there was Hulkamania. But if you look at why she was blackballed and why he was, and the difference in their deaths and the way she has been treated up to the point of her death, to the point that accidental suicide or not, the way she was treated definitely led to what happened to her. And the way she is remembered now as compared to, because what, she did porn? But he can be racist and we're not allowed to talk about him, but people can call her a whore and a druggie. You see what I'm saying?
I get that. And, it makes sense.
I know you do. I'm just.
I feel like China is a whole different story and a whole different level. Because at that time, women's wrestling wasn't regarded like it is now. She was blazing a trail and, went her own way. It's like two different story arcs. I mean, yes, she got the shaft. There's no question about it. Hogan created his own shaft and then died on it. So, I'm not making excuses for Hogan. I'm just saying that I wouldn't.
No, I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying in terms of the people that are all kinds of bent up and twisted about people not crying about him dying.
Right.
But are the very same people who said the things about her.
Right. So, there's a lot of room for discussion on why. And, I watched Hogan Knows Best, and, I thought that was a telling representation because he was not always very cool on that show. You could see that the cracks in the armor on that show. It wasn't, it was a very uncomfortable watch many times because it was very uncomfortable subject matter. At least when Gene Simmons did Simmons Family Jewels, at least they kept some of their shit out of it, where Hulk Hogan had all his shit in it. And there's a reason why his daughter Brooke was estranged. And there's a reason why. Still is. There's a reason why, Linda, all that happened with her. So, I'm not ready to give the man a pass on being a quality individual. We're all human beings, and we all, at times, do things that we regret. That is not me making excuses for any poor behavior because, like Cactus, I believe 100% that there is no room in 2025 for racism or negative outlook on the LBGQT community. It's just we're past that, people. We've got bigger problems than not liking somebody because of their color or sexual orientation. We're better than that. At least we should be. I will always think of Hulk Hogan as the real American coming out, ripping the shirt off and dazzling me as a youth. I'll never be able to get that out of my head, and I'll always be grateful that I had it. Am I sad that his legacy is tarnished? I am. Just like I'm sad that Pete Rowe has never gotten to the Hall of Fame because of what he did, and they never let him forget it. And all he did was bet on a baseball game. So
until after he died.
Until after he died. So, like I said, we are human and we are tragically flawed in many ways. It doesn't excuse your bad behavior, but at least it gives you some context on, what occurs and why. And yes, his legacy, he fucked his own legacy. There's no other way to say it. If he hadn't had that stain on his career, then, it would have been a much more pleasant couple of days reading, people's thoughts on it. And I'm reading, and there are people that I thought were going to go off on him and shit all over him that didn't. I thought this was a good opportunity for Bubba Ray to just do what Bubba Ray does. And he said he was pretty lenient and tolerant. Devon Dudley, I thought, had a chance to really shit all over him, and he did not. And then Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin did what you expect Shelton Benjamin to do with good reason. So what I'm saying here is nobody's wrong. But don't be mad at people for wanting to hold on to their memories, because that's all you have. I make no excuses, but I also make no apologies. And like Forrest Gump, that's all I have to say about that. Taylor, did you have fun on the Power Hour tonight?
I think so.
You think so? You're not sure.
I mean, it got a little serious right at the end of there.
Well, that's what we do. You see, I like to suck you in and make it feel good, and then make you have to work a little bit for a living. I'm just training you to be better.
Oh, hey, I appreciate that.
Taylor, we appreciate you so much for being on here tonight. NRW, what's the date? Tell the kids where they go and where they buy the tickets and how that all works.
August 23rd in Wausau, Wisconsin. You can get tickets through our Facebook page. $20 general admission. We have a new start time with Frontline Pro overall. It's 7 o'clock now that we're doing for shows. So so we at 7 o'clock. I mean, I said all the card earlier, but I mean, Drew Bronson, Ethan Matthews, Jay Leone, Skylar Reed, Perfection, Johnny CK, Alvin Gray, so many more. A lot of guys that are going to be on that show. Put together a really good card, and I think this is going to be good things for NRW going forward. I think we're going to have a big things going forward.
It's Rayon Skills. He's like the guy that wanders.
Hello, Rion. I'm currently trying to math going to Wausau and then somehow getting in the morning for brunch.
Just sleep in the car.
I've done it.
Yeah, just sleep in the car. You'll be fine.
Yeah. You want me to sleep while Andrew drives? While Drew Bronson drives?
After he wrestles? I mean,
yeah.
It'll be fine.
Okay. Only one person needs to be conscious in the car to drive. Right, C-Red?
Yeah.
We'll just have Hazel drive. It's fine.
I think
she can reach the pedals now.
There's not a lot of things to hit on the road from Wisconsin, that's for sure.
Not at that time of night.
Taylor, we appreciate your time tonight. Thanks for being a great guest. And we'll look forward to seeing you. Hopefully I can get up to Wausau, because I'd like to see Skylar Reed in that Fatal 4-Way. I think that's going to be fun.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, and I can't wait to see you again. Hopefully, it'll be at Liberty Bells. I think that I'll see you next. So
then I'll see you at Liberty Bells, my friend. Have a good night. Good luck at NRW. We appreciate you taking time. Now get the fuck out of here so we can talk about you.
Oh my God.
He is so rude.
That is Taylor Red right there, NRW. Coming back with their new show. Hello, Rion. Hey. Rion's here now, so we'll talk to him in a minute, because we're about to talk about IPW anyway, so that's perfect timing. I've had a chance to work with Taylor for a little over a year now, and I love what he does. I loved working with him on commentary. I love the fact that, when he's at a show at Frontline, when he's not doing character work and he just works to help everybody out, it reminds me a lot of Sean Danger wherever he goes. There is nothing Sean Danger won't do at a show he's at, whether he's at CSW, Rocket Pro, IPW, wherever he goes, whether he's asked or not, he helps wherever he can. Did you just laugh?
I belched.
Oh, I thought you wait a minute, I'm giving Sean Danger. I thought it was a drop.
Stuff is not there, Steve. I just belched.
Excuse you. I hope you feel better.
I hope so too. We continue.
We love Sean Danger, and Red is very much like that. And the fact that he's running a promotion with such a great roster speaks volumes about who he is and his reputation in this business. What did you guys take away from the interview tonight? I'll start with you, Red. Ebony, Red.
I think he has he understands, like I was saying earlier, like he wasn't going to risk. He stopped running basically again because he wasn't going to risk his home, his household, for the sake of the business. And, that right there tells me enough that, he's a smart man. There's a ton of people, especially when you got a better half, they don't give two shits, well, we're going to overcome and we're going to keep running. We're going to keep putting money in this, and you ain't got no money coming in. It's like, hey, you got to sit down and really think about this, So for him and his family to be back on their feet, and him trying to relaunch again is admirable and commendable. I like him as a person, and I wish him nothing but the best of luck.
Cactus, thoughts?
Just the same as Red. First of all, you could have fooled me that he'd only been in the business since, what did he say? Like a few years?
Right around the pandemic is when he started getting the ball rolling.
And then I think I saw him, and I think it had to be 2023. So you could have fooled me that he was that new to the business. So I'm glad that No Regrets Wrestling is back, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Were you not listening to me?
I was listening. I'm on cancer watch as well, so I'm trying to do other things.
He's legit multitasking. I'm watching it happen.
I'm sorry.
Like I literally watched it happen. Like as he was doing it, I'm like, Steve, you still got a thing you got to do. Like there's a bunch of.
Once upon a time, I could focus my attentions on this show 100% on a show day. Now I have many things spinning that sometimes I have to look. When I look down, I've missed like 7 messages, and I'm like, oh God, no. So I apologize, Cac. Oh, I thought Cac went away. Cactus, how are you feeling tonight?
Oh, I did. That's cool too.
Why?
Well, if you're feeling good, we'll start with IPW. If you're not feeling good, we'll talk about Goat Queen and let you go.
I'm feeling fine. We can start with IPW.
All right. So the return of IPW is happening this Sunday, August the 3rd, at the VF, in Richton Park. And we've got quite a lot of cool things happening at IPW, and now Rion's here with the photos, so we get to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You got any questions about that? Or
I'm not sure if I have questions other than the fact that I love that Jimmy Carrot has come to Richton Park.
Okay.
Red, who do you like in that match?
Not a match. Tournament.
Well, tell me about the tournament.
Muggsy, of course.
Going again.
It's gone, but Muggsy.
See, because it's saying it's preparing, right? It's right there. It's saying it's preparing. But it's not like I'm in the same thing. We're all in the same spot. So
we're all in this together.
Yeah, like literally. But I'm not, because I'm over there.
He's just spinning.
I'm physically here. I don't understand it. It's right there. But that's fine. That's fine. I can wing it. You keep talking.
So we've got the medallions tournament. This has become a yearly thing. Tell us what's going to happen this time as the medallion. So the tournament's going to be over the course of the entire show.
Yes, it is going to be 6 matches total. It is a round robin tournament. 2 points for a victory, 1 point each for a draw. That's it. It's literally a matter of endurance, considering that not a lot of organizations, at least in the local scene, do something of the sort. The closest thing I could say is that this would be a mini G1 or C2 as far as a Continental Classic for AEW, or a G1 for the New Japan, where they have anywhere between 12 and 20 competitors. There are 4, but it's going to be one day and not over a month.
So it's like the I8.
I'm sorry.
It's like the I8 used to be.
Yes, but it's not. It's not single elimination. It is a point scale. 2 points
Okay.
for victory, and 1 point each for a draw. If it's a time limit draw.
So 4 men are participating in this tournament
Yes.
to win the medallion, which will allow them to cash in for a title opportunity.
Just wanted you to see that thing.
What does it say?
Don't worry about it. The people that are watching this can see. I can read it.
It does say report problem, so
Yeah, it tells me I have to report that. It says that I lost. They can't connect our service, whatever that means, and that's fine. I felt it.
That's because because that's a joke. Whenever someone talks to me, they feel it. So yeah. So I can go ahead and double down on that.
Double down on feeling it because Rion just did.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've got the medallion tournament, which will be great. I also saw that the Chicago Bear Hug Rocket Pro champion Steve Michaels is taking on one nobody shines like Nick Diamond. Nobody outshines Nick Diamond. And he is the what a championship. I can't remember what championship.
I believe Nick still holds the tag titles.
Yes.
Yeah, he's one half of the IPW tag champions.
Yes, he is.
So how did Nick get this golden opportunity to take a crack at becoming the next Rocket Pro champion in very turbulent times in Rocket Pro? Because we just had some huge news about the briefcase.
Michaels made the request.
Wants to fight Diamond.
Yes.
What reason why?
Does he need one? He requested to fight me.
Right.
I mean, and that happened, and everybody they didn't question that. It just happened. When you are the heavyweight champion of any company, you get perks. And
that's the perk.
He got to choose his opponent because Rocket Pro is on the verge of coming back as far as their season. So I'm assuming that he is just tuning up the band, so to speak.
Getting ready for the big match he has upcoming.
And why wouldn't you want someone to wrestle other than a Nick Diamond? I'm just gonna hopefully that show. We'll see. Maybe. Nope.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yep.
Okay, that's good.
Once again, our favorite segment, Ask Rion, returns to IPW. So what are your thoughts on that? Are you looking forward to talking to the kids?
I mean, do you want to try that out? You want to ask me anything right now? See how that plays out?
Yeah. I'm not so sure. I'm not feeling very bold. I'm feeling kind of like I did in the ring when that one afternoon where I'm like, I'm thinking better than this.
See, here's the thing, and when I say ask Rion anything, it is ask Rion anything. I don't care. What's the worst that could happen?
That's fair. Rion, how do you feel about the passing of the immortal Hulk Hogan?
As far as, well, he didn't pass because he's immortal. Like that's not. Are you asking as far as Terry, or like if you're talking about Hulk? If you're talking about the immortal Hulk Hogan, he lives on like through the internet and through the history books and through everything else. Like through me, like that's Like that's why I'm like, what type of conversation are you having? Are you jumping over to something else? Because that's
No,
that's
right
like, okay.
before you got here,
Uh-huh.
we pulled the panel and everybody had a different view about that particular human's passing.
But do I have to give that now? Because I will. I will if you want me to, because that counts as a question.
I did ask Rion.
Yes, you did. So this is why I'm asking. Are you asking about Hulk Hogan or Terry?
Red, we'd established that there is a clear separation between the two, right? At least that's what Red thought.
For me, it
So
is.
much.
I mean, I believe a lot of people can't distinguish the two. And I also believe that in some shape, form, or fashion, Terry wrapped himself up in so much of Hulk that he got lost.
I can make this as simple as possible for everybody involved. I can make it. So okay, I do have a couple of questions just in case, because of the way that of the nature of the beast.
We'll just call it Ask Power Hour.
Well, I mean that's what we're doing now.
Yep.
So here's my thing. I want an honest answer. The audio that got leaked, was that at his home?
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I know it was with him and his daughter.
Okay.
So I don't know where.
You know that it was being recorded.
I doubt it.
Okay, so here's the thing, and let's just say that it was at his home. Okay, how many times have you been in your house and said something outlandish because you're in the comfort of your own home? How many times have you just said something because you're around your people and you're just saying stuff that you normally wouldn't say outside of your home? Because you're in your home, you're in your comfort zone, you're in your spot.
Do you want me to answer this question?
Say it again.
Do you want me to answer this question?
I mean, I'm just saying in general.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm okay with talking about this. Because
Yeah.
I'm
okay with it too. I'm just saying, like, I've said a lot of outlandish things in my life, but I have never said a racial slur.
That we know of. And that's not saying that you ever have. This is the point that I'm trying to make with this, is that in this scenario, and this is where it becomes very, very particular, is that if you have this person that says this thing that he doesn't know is being recorded, and it gets out into the world, if this was the 80s, no one wouldn't care. And that's the reality of it. Because wrestling was way more racist and dealt with a lot of bigotry in the 80s and 90s.
That's true. That's fair. That's why Ron Simmons winning that title, even you winning the title in PCW was huge.
It meant something.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And this is coming from someone on the other side of the fence, because I can tell you, and this is just me personally, from the wrestling side of things, from 2006 to 2014, as far as PCW is concerned, my nickname was Token.
Ew.
Real shit. My nickname was Token. Wow. Around it, yeah, and they put me over. So it wasn't so it's a scenario that, like, when you look at stuff like that, I get it, and I can go down this whole rabbit hole like all day. But I will say that as far as the Hogan aspect of it, because you can't decipher two, whatever, you cannot say that his influence in the way that he handles things should be diminished. And the only reason why I say that is because if you look at WrestleMania 1, it would not have existed if he didn't team up with the other black dude on the side. So you have like that, like this is a real thing, because Hogan at the time was on the cusp of being great. And he was on the cusp of doing a bunch of other stuff. And they grabbed Mr. T and put him in a tag match. That happened. And that story went on for 3 years. Now, no one cared that he may have or may not have been a racist, because they didn't have audio back then, apparently, to catch stuff that he would have said in the privacy of his home. Like there's a bunch of ways of going about it. And I know that's ridiculous. I know it's ridiculous, but this is this is very much the reality of it. And I don't think people understand it, is that wrestling has, as a whole, has always had a form of bigotry towards it. It's just a matter if you crack through. Why do you think that Kofi Mania was so big? Shouldn't have been there. It just so happened to happen. And that's why they made such a big deal about it. Like, there's so many ways of going about it. If that's just the Hogan aspect of it. Terry, on the other hand, very much racist, very much came out at a certain point, very much got caught in the, like, to the point where someone had to record it. It was like, I'll show you, Terry. And he's like, no, you won't, brother. And then he just went on ahead, and sure enough, he got caught. Didn't even realize that that was a thing, because if he had known, he would have burned everything. He would have burned all of it, because it's very much the idea of not just the all-American person, but the real American. And the real American has faults. So you have to look
That
at
might
it.
be the greatest thing I've heard this whole week. And I think Cactus alluded to that at the Goat Queen.
I just look at it for what it is. It's not right. I want to make it clear. It's not right. What he said was not right. But this is just be cynical on the other side. If that were the case, I could see why I would say marry a rich, get a rich one if possible. Because why would you want a broke thug? So I get it. It's not right. It's not right. But as someone that has dealt with that on a repeated basis, I see the good and the bad and the ugly of it. And the best thing to do is just make something out of it.
And that was the fifth most, everybody had a very different take on it, and they're all valid, because that's why we do this. That's our opinions are our opinions. And, you know, we live inside the cloak that we wear. And, you know, we all have our biases, and we all have our attitudes and opinions of things. And, you know, it's not wrong. It's just, we're different. Everybody has a different take on it.
Did I answer that?
That actually, the real American has flaws. That was a mighty nice way to put a button in it. And we found out real Americans have flaws. What was his name on Saturday? Robot Cactus? Was it Rump?
Ronald Dump.
Ronald Dump. That's right. That's a real thing.
Mm-hmm. Ronald Dump.
Ronald Dump got dumped in a field.
Pinky poison at that point.
And his lips never changed formation.
It was when Cactus started the fuck ice chant that things got really unusual on Saturday.
Oh, I don't know if you saw the comment that it was great until it got political.
Cactus hijacked the entire second stanza, and it became a politically charged bout, which was it was already politically charged. Don't put this on me.
I'm
not putting it on you. You took it. You took the political charge.
I owned it.
Added 1.21 gigawatts to it.
I owned it. If you're gonna give me my element wrapped up in a bow, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna run, and that's what I did.
May I say something?
Yeah.
Yes, you may.
Based on that scenario, the only difference between what took place with you politically and Hulk Hogan publicly is that he didn't get a chance to answer that privately.
Answer what privately?
That's the only difference. Because he could not, you were able to have the choice of having your voice heard, where he just said a thing and then his voice got put out there in the world after the fact.
But I still didn't say a racial slur.
No, I know. But this is I'm going with the political aspect of it.
Okay.
Like, racial slurs happen all the time. If I just said Negro for some reason, it would be weird. I could say anything else. But I'm just going because he pulled the Goat Queen thing into it. So I was saying that to ultimately make everyone understand as far as the idea of just the viewpoint itself. Like, because you don't see anything wrong with it, because it's how you feel. Same thing with Hogan. Not saying it's right. I want to make it clear. Not saying,
Okay.
but you were on a stage where it was presented to the world. You had complete control of it, where he did not. That's all.
Okay.
It was my first Goat Queen, first Feast of the Goat Queen, and it was a.
But you said, who is my first Goat Queen? I was like, there was only one. It was Crimson. You met her.
No. I am saying it was my first adventure at Feast of the Goat Queen.
I have a story, but I'll wait.
Well, no, I don't want to wait. I want to hear the story. I want to hear the story.
I will wait.
No, I'll wait. Go ahead.
Because for anyone that's interested, this Sunday IPW, just look up on socials. It's around there. Don't worry about this. Just it's out there in the world. Don't.
Okay, I guess I'm looking because I'm confused.
Just don't. It's there. Don't worry about it. So
It's there.
It's posted. It's posted.
Actually, let me just hold on. I don't even know why I'm going to look when I can just log into IPW.
But just it's there. Just don't. We'll I can't log in anyway. Just it's out there.
Okay, well I can. Okay, what am I looking for?
so I'll send you stuff and then we'll go from there. But I want to get this one thing out the way, because I need to apologize to the Chicago Knockouts. I need to apologize to them again. I apologize to them on Saturday, but I have to apologize now. So Red, I'm talking to Red, check it out. So I was gifted some bracelets. Okay.
Okay.
Person that makes my friendship bracelets, Ace, wanted me to give
Okay.
the Gold Queen Crimson these bracelets. Okay, so I had to kind of find where she was, because in those environments she's a chameleon. You have to kind of just look for her and then hope you find her. I found her and she was by herself. Okay, but when I went towards her, I did not have the bracelets. So I'm like, God damn it, I have to go back. When I come back into the feast, she is surrounded by knockouts, all with their chest out. Okay, all of them. Don't worry about who it was. Just know that they were all surrounding her with goats and their chest was exposed. Okay?
I just want to say that, as usual, I wasn't invited.
And that's fine. But I also need to get this out. So I walked up.
I remember the fallout from this story.
I walked out. I walked up, and we'll just change the monitor. There's a thing. And we'll just pretend that this is the
bracelet.
Is the bracelets. Surrounded by nothing but the titties. So then I had to act like I did not see said titties, put my head down, and say, for you.
It was Rion's sacrifice.
To where she was like, oh, this whole just being nice. Just saying that it was great that I brought a gift to the Goat Queen, yada, yada, yada. And I said, okay, bye. And I tried to leave, to where everyone else was like, Rion, you're not going to say nothing to us? And I'm like, fuck! Because now I have to come back. And I'm not trying to be a creep. So now I'm in this weird ass position where I got to be like, hey, y'all, hey, how you doing? What's going on? You were just gonna leave? Yeah, actually, the fuck I was. I was trying to get the fuck up out of here. But we're here now. So now I'm just, hey. And then when I came back later on that evening, I had to then apologize to everyone so they didn't think that I was a creep. So to the Chicago Knockouts that were there near the Goat Queen, that may or may not have been exposed a little bit while holding goats. If you did not hear me say, I am sorry. This is me saying that I am sorry if I looked at you. I'm almost positive I did. I tried not to. I tried to leave. I want to make it clear. I tried to leave 100%, and I got called back. That's not on me at that point. I left. I was gone. I tried to leave. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows that I did apologize to some of them, but not all. If you were there at that particular moment, I am sorry. I was not trying to. I was trying to get out of there. Okay. That's my story.
Woo.
Well,
All I'm gonna say, knockouts, is it'd be cool if I could get invited to the titties being out every once in a
I
while.
think we were on
But
the stage.
I will continue to
on
be the redheaded
stage.
stepchild. I will continue to be the redheaded stepchild.
No, I think we were doing the Wrestle League stuff.
Doing Wrestle League stuff.
No, this has happened multiple times. It's fine.
As a matter
I'm
of fact,
always excluded. It's fine. I mean,
I
I know
can
I
tell
have the best hits in the whole league, but come on.
I can tell you exactly what happened because it was the Sunshine Lady versus the capitalist woman. I can tell you exactly what was happening because it was right after that I was trying to get the fuck up out of there because there was a lot of stuff going on.
It was Seneca Sunshine versus Miss Moneypants.
Yeah, well, they weren't at Derby Prom, and I got excluded there too. So
How does that work? Okay, you know what? This falls on me. To the Chicago Knockouts that may be hearing this right now, I am sorry for even bringing this story up. I take full responsibility. You could come down on me 100% when you see me, or you could get me at my socials, or you could come to IPW on Sunday over at the VFW
In Richmond Park.
Richmond Park, Illinois. 22341 Governors Highway starts at 4.
Oh, it's a late one.
Doors open at 3. Doors open at 3.
Doors open at 3.
Show starts
Show
at
starts at 4, and I'm telling you, it's the same day as SummerSlam, so I'm not trying to be there long. I am going to be doing the times because I have to be realistic. It might get done in 30 minutes. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that SummerSlam.
Michael's Diamond, you have 2 to 3 minutes. Go.
how about you just
That's
start?
all it's gonna take.
How about you just start at 9 in the morning?
Well, I do.
That's fair.
We'll make everyone else
Leon and
start
Sean
at 9 in the
Danger started
morning.
9.
I started at 9. I don't know about everybody else, but I know that I started at 9.
I can tell you for a fact that from history, Rion and Danger are there. They're ready to start. And I don't give a damn what time IPW tells them to be there. Everybody slowly fucking trickles in. And it's like, I don't know if Rion
Like a
ever
broken
paid
faucet.
attention. If he said, okay, I'll be there at 9, there was a lot of times that me and my equipment and Jamie were there at least by 9:30. And I'm like, what the fuck we supposed to do? It's just 4 of us. So, but they're going to change their ways and they're going to be there this week on time, ready. It's going to be a great show. I'll be babysitting.
Shit, I don't have anything to do. Maybe I'll come. Wait, no, I'm lying. I'm lying. I'm in my healing era, so I will be at Rainbow Beach doing a sound bath.
Nice. Very nice.
Sound bath.
A sound bath.
Wow, that's
You're gonna have to inbox me that one. Tell me what that is.
I will. I'll send you the flyer.
I'll look it
up. Rion went to a different Feast of the Goat Queen than I did. I got there and we were working right away and I was watching Cactus get ready and transforming into Robot Cactus. And shout out to Mindy McCobb for just exceptional at what she does.
Great work. 100%. Great work.
And then on top of that, shout out to Cactus for being a fantastic storyteller. You really did a great job, Cactus, that whole show.
Thank you.
And I thought,
as you know, I'm not good at accepting compliments.
I understand. You were a great partner, and it was great fun to work with you and as your assistant.
I mean, multiple people. I mean, I know Hips went to you and said that we should have a podcast, and I was like, well, we do. And there's like another podcast.
The Feast of the Goat Queen. I had heard stories. There were legends. And I thought I knew what to expect. And some of it was very much what I thought it would be. But here's what I didn't expect. the sense of community and family was really, really cool. So many cool people. Everybody comes up and says hi to you. Whenever you're walking around, everybody talks to everybody. There is no exclusivity. It's all inclusive, and I really, really enjoyed it. And it was like a breath of fresh air. You didn't feel like you were an outsider, even though, me, I'm a 55-year-old loudmouth. I have no business in a venue with younger people like that, but was embraced, welcomed, and it felt fantastic. And all of the things from the baby goats to all of the shops and the food trucks, it's quite a production that Tobias and Ray put on and make magic with every year. And you have to give them all the credit in the world for coordinating and making things happen, all while under the influence of some sort of chemical. So you give them all the credit in the world for being amazing people and doing amazing work. And all the volunteers that do all the things, Rogue Wrestling and Wrestle League putting on fantastic shows, Armored Chicago and the knights with the swords and the dueling was incredible. The fire dancing, watching like a boss in her other element doing magical thing. Dawn Ziana Moon, the belly dancer, put on a magical show that was really impressive, and she had the fire as well. To the bands, the Green Room Rockers and Waltzer at the end. I mean, it was just such a fun, festive situation. And for me, it ended when the goat burned and Waltzer left the stage. I was gone at that point because my job was done. And it was a long day, it was a 7.5 hours. So it was a long show, but I felt energized throughout it by the spirit and the energy. And they had these really cool mantra plaques that I'm going to read right now, because, she kept telling me we're not a cult. And, there are things that you could extrapolate might be cultish, but
You literally have on a cloak right now.
I do. I'm representing my wizardness from this past Saturday. And these are the plaques, and these were red. Welcome to Rabbit. Our mission is to create mythical beverages and a haven of joy for creatives, revolutionaries, nerds, and weird ones. That's one. Halicon Experience. We are not a cult. We are a culture. Halicon is designed to show you how to be a Rabidian. Please do only what you will do with joy. You are always enough. That is impressive and important. And then the Rabid Creed reads like this: we grave dance on kings, we burgeon artists' wings, we stoke revolution, we bleed spirit of Fae, we celebrate the ephemeral, we make ripples immortal, we belong to all and none, we cherish the day. So there's a plan and a spirit that this show has. And so many of the knockouts were there, dressed to the nines, and all of their glory. And the wrestlers were spirited, and they wore garb, and it was fun to watch. And the dancing and the singing and just the chaos and the fire. And if you get a chance next year, and Feast of the Goat Queen, it may not happen in Homewood, but it will happen. I encourage you to go early and stay late, because it's worth it. And I am happy to have my cloak and to be considered a Rabidian at this point, because they called me that, and which means I get to be part of the club. And Rion is certainly a Rabidian. He has done marvelous things for them. And he is the keeper of the tits, that we have come to find out.
Internet, I didn't say that.
That is a new thing now that we're going to add to Rion's lore, because that would look fantastic on a t-shirt.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say it. I
but
interpreted it from your speech.
That's fine. That's fine. Because everything for me is a joke.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's true.
It's totally fine. Continue, Steve.
Continue. So thank you to Rabid Brewing. Thank you to Tobias and Ray. Thanks to everybody that worked their ass off to make a show spectacular. Viva la Goat Queen. Viva la Feast. Cactus, what say you?
I would just like to ask that next year the stage not be facing the setting sun.
Oh yeah, it was hot as a motherfucker. That's not wrong. It's not wrong.
When I was requesting oil, all of my makeup was sweating off into my eyes.
It looked so hot.
it was pretty bad.
It was thick out there.
It was
thick and damp.
I was
actually
turtleneck.
so bad that my eyes didn't stop blurring until the next morning. So the fact that I drove 2 of the minors home is sorry. But other than that, yes, I had a great time. I had probably the best time I've ever had there. I did feel like I was really in my element. So why are you guys laughing?
Because Rihanna's talking about the sweating and the heat.
You are 100%. I'm not laughing at you. I am laughing at the whole scenario because I completely understand. It was so there.
It was
my God. That was my second time changing when you saw it was the second time. I had to change because it was being so thick.
I was trapped in that bodysuit for like 5 or 6 hours.
Kudos to you. Kudos.
And then I don't know if you saw the pictures. I'll have to send them to you, but you can see how swollen my hands were from it because I'm also weak in the heat. That swelling didn't wait until the next day. So I was fumbling with my keys and my phone and just if you saw me up on the stage trying to hold my microphone, trying to drink a cup of water, trying to flip to the next thing on the card, I was a mess.
I like the fact that they gave us 10 minutes to just do stand-up comedy for a while. They're like, oh yeah, we need 10 minutes, just do something. Do what exactly?
Yeah.
So we tried to make it audience participation.
We ad-libbed the entire thing. We ad-libbed that whole show.
That's cool.
So to anybody that doubts my ability to do it, I can actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was fun. People kept coming up to me and saying, how do you make that weird voice like you're this god person? And I'm like, well, I'm just fucking around and I'm in a cape.
Yeah.
When you get in a character and you're in a costume, it takes away your inhibitions to a certain extent and lets you do things that maybe you wouldn't.
I mean, it must, because afterwards someone asked me if I had any comedy or theater training, and I was like, no. It's once I'm in the costume, it's like a switch.
Fair enough.
And we got pretty lucky. We had some entertaining things. The 7 Deadly Sins gauntlet match I thought was pretty impressive. Although baby oil should be out.
Please do not ever
baby oil in a ring.
Do not ever introduce baby oil into a wrestling ring.
I thought Humek almost died slipping across.
I saw him slip. That was he caught himself fast, but that could have been bad.
If he wouldn't have caught himself, he'd have gone through those ropes, and I think that thing would have turned over on its side.
And if you were not there, we are not going to tell you who it was that dumped the baby oil all over, but we're hoping he learned his lesson.
I'll talk to him on Sunday.
As long as it wasn't Diddy.
Diddy did come up.
Oh man.
I mean, there were lap dances in the ring. It was just this whole thing. I saw what you were doing. Yeah, there he goes. He's throwing him right into the bus. Oh my goodness. It was as you can tell, we're having a good time reminiscing about just a fun afternoon and evening.
And if you saw me and Andrew fighting the entire time,
I had a front row seat to that shit. I had a front row seat to that shit.
Do not let that man speak to me when I'm working. Do not let that man speak to me when I'm working.
My God. And the worst part is Andrew kept saying things that a normal human would not say in that situation. And it was like he's literally dumping fire on gasoline. And every time he would speak, Cactus peacocked up and she got bigger and more animated.
At one point, I literally left the stage to be like, stop talking to me like that.
I was left on my own to deal with a surly crowd.
Yeah.
We had a great time.
So, for future reference, Andrew and I are not a matched set.
We should never work together ever.
Should have one or the other. You cannot have us both.
But it was a great night. I'm happy to be a Rabidian, and hopefully I'll be able to do it again because it was just too much fun. I want to thank our guest, Taylor Red Lytle. NRW is coming up in August. It'll be a great show. This weekend, IPW, August 3rd. Medallions matches, cross promotional championship matches, and Ask Rion, plus a bunch of other stuff. So go to the Richmond Park VFW Hall and at 3:00, get there early, get a good seat, and enjoy the chaos. And next week on this show is very much a Rion inspired show because we will be welcoming Maverick Cage and Cody Breeze. And
What?
Cody and Maverick have an axe to grind with Max and Rion.
Oh.
You think Max will come on? Maybe we'll ask Max too. Get that vaunted tag team match in Valparaiso. Get him on here. Find out. Maybe we can stop it before it starts, and we can save these men from fighting and give peace a chance.
I think the most important question I have is, will there be a Moxie Molly appearance?
They could potentially handle it the same way they did with me and Steve Michaels, where they just kept throwing fire on it, and then I had to just deal with it. So it's totally fine.
Okay.
Either way, I hope there is a Moxie Molly appearance, because then I could just ask her to control your boy. Just control. Yeah. Just so we don't have to have.
You want to see Moxie Molly? I wouldn't mind an appearance from Kamikaze.
Go on.
Okay.
Do you know who Kamikaze is?
I was there the day Kamikaze debuted.
There you go.
Where were you?
I was not there, but I love that character, and when I saw it, it was fantastic. But anyway, Maverick and Cody will be on the show next week. Hopefully, Rion will be here. Perhaps not in this room. Maybe he will be in this room. You don't know. If he's going to be in this room, I'll try to have a chair for him next time.
I did call. I
stepped in.
And I rung the doorbell.
And I heard it. Was the door unlocked?
I don't know. I'm not going to just.
How the hell did you get in?
Someone let me in. I don't just be walking in.
Was it the son or the wife?
Someone. Like, do you want me to put that out there?
Okay. Meanwhile, thank you for watching. Thanks to Taylor. Thanks to Red Cactus and Rion. We are the Power Hour. We will catch you next week. And to all you Rabidians out there, good night, everybody.